Welcome to Up to the Minute, on a little bit later today. It's 11 a.m. and we are live on Facebook. Glad to have you with us. I'm Todd Duplantis. We've got your HCC news and information for the next half hour or so. And we've got some special guests on the show today, plus one of our regulars. We'll get to them in a second. I've got two co-hosts today, Brittany and Frank, both joining me live from their home studios. Of course, guys, a couple of things going against the day here. Number one, we're a little off kilter, because we had a special event this morning, which ran great. The Hispanic Scholarship Council virtual fundraiser. That happened, but I hate to say it, it's Friday the 13th. I've got all these weird feelings about today. I may just stay inside. I don't know. What's your take on it?
The fact that today marked exactly 7 months since we've gone into quarantine says a whole lot. But yeah. I'm wondering if, because March 13th, Friday 13th, brought us into quarantine, if something magically would happen to where, oh, we're good. COVID is, there's a cure. We go back to our normal lives as, regularly scheduled. I don't know.
Well, maybe so. Maybe so. I don't know. I've had a little bit of superstitions about Friday the 13th, but I'll just leave those aside. Frank, you got it. Are you okay today? Things going okay for you?
I mean, my climate feels the same. So Friday the 13th has not affected me in any negative way possible. So I'm good. Like, I can work another 8 months at home. I'm not tripping.
We'll sign Frank up for the long time remote virtually working situation. So we'll put you on that.
Me too.
Yeah, we'll put Brittany on that as well. Brittany, though, we want to remind folks to make sure, even though we're running about an hour late this morning, make sure they follow us in social media.
That is right. So if you haven't been following us on social media, now's a really good time to do so, because we do have occasional live events outside of Up to the Minute, like this Hispanic Scholarship Council event that if you missed out on, don't worry. You can still watch the videos here on Facebook. But we also encourage you to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And Frank, we also have a YouTube channel that people should do something about that.
Yo, you got to subscribe to the show. Hit the notification bell for the latest campus news, events, and what's going on around HCC. Please.
Yeah. And last but not least, we encourage everyone who watches this podcast to share it. That way we can grow our audience. But more importantly, just share this information out to everyone who isn't following us. So Todd, let's get into today's show, because it's Friday. It's finally Friday, but we've got some really special guests joining us today.
That's right, we do. And stick around, Brittany and Frank will check in with you later on in the show. Okay, some special guests today. We've talked about them for the past few weeks with their fitness campaigns we have through recsports. You can catch them live on the internet. We've got the co-owners of V Power Fit, the V Sisters with recsports, Twerk Fitness, V Renee Shepard and Veronica Russell. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is great to have you both with us. We're very excited to speak with both of you. We're going to talk with you in just a little while. So if you would stand by for a few minutes, and with every Friday, it's always a pleasure to be joined by Dr. Jimmy Adams. Of course, Dr. Adams, your day job, you are out at the Northeast College as the Chief Operations Officer, but you kind of moonlight as our resident poet here on the show. Welcome back for a Friday. If we can get you to unmute your microphone real fast, Dr. Adams. He's working on that as we speak. There we go. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
I sure can. Good to have you with us. How are things going out there at the Northeast College, Dr. Adams?
Pretty good, man. We're trying to get geared up for the spring semester next year. So we're kind of trying to wind down for the holidays. So
yeah, we're winding down for the holidays, but no rest for any of us, because the spring semester is right around the corner, and I guess you guys are gearing up for that and hopefully getting more students back on your campus.
Yeah, we're planning to offer a lot more classes in the spring. Right now, we're preparing all of our buildings, for the students coming back.
Right.
For safe distancing and setting up our signs and all that kind of stuff. So I think we'll be ready to kick it off in the spring.
Well, we look forward to that. Dr. Adams, you have a piece of poetry you're going to go through with us today, something you'll be sharing called Lost in Traffic. Tell us a little bit about it before you get to reading.
Okay. Well, I kind of wrote this piece. There's a lot of human trafficking and labor trafficking, sex trafficking here in Houston, Texas. And this is one of the largest areas. And I kind of wrote this piece after, I watch TV a lot and I've seen some shows and there are different ways, people are lured into, this environment. And I just wanted, with my pieces, I try to bring awareness to, a lot of social issues. And this is a big one here in Texas.
It certainly is. Dr. Adams, you want to go ahead and get started with the piece?
I'll go ahead and start. So Nathan, you can go ahead and cue the music. It is estimated that over 21 million people are victims of forced labor and human trafficking globally. Right here in Texas, children are trapped in both forced labor and commercial sex exploitation. Some survive these horrific experiences by the grace of God and their will to survive. Today, and together we must fight to end trafficking and end the physical and emotional and sexual abuse of these innocent people. This is my reflection of a far too common reality occurring all over the world, and it's titled Lost in Traffic. Barely moving, but I don't know where. I'm praying I never get there. Surrounded by darkness in the trunk of a car, wondering how many miles I've traveled so far. Suffocating from the heat, I can only hear my heartbeat, sweating from the air rising from the street, bound to these chains and wrapped around my feet. Day turns into night. My eyes are open, but my freedom is nowhere in sight. I'm clinging to the night by a slim thread of hope, searching endlessly for some way to cope. Held captive, not by choice. I'm shouting, but no one can hear my voice. I can't understand what's being said. I'm bound to this debt hanging over my head. I'm exposed, nowhere to hide, surviving only by my unconquerable pride. I have been exploited, extorted, coerced, deceived. I'm lost in traffic. I don't know who to believe. Fear conquers sleep. Empty cuts deep. I've been beaten to the brink of death. I'm lost. I can't free myself. Living in fear. I'm lost in shame. I only have myself to blame. But in the shadow of circumstance, I won't give in. I will fight with my last breath to the bitter end. I'm lost in traffic, going nowhere fast. And if today is my last and my life should end, I have comfort that my soul is my friend. I will rise above it all, and with faith I will stand tall. For beyond these chains that cover me, I know God will set me free. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. Some pretty powerful words, as always, you have for us every Friday. It kind of launches us into the weekend on a little contemplation. It seems like in the news over the past couple of years, Houston, unfortunately, has been making the news for human trafficking. It's a subject that hasn't gone away, and it doesn't seem like it's gotten any better in our area.
No, it hasn't. And, people get into these things in different ways. some may be in debt, and, they go into and they're forced into these different things. So, bringing awareness to this, I mean, this environment that we're living in with this COVID, I mean, it takes over everything, but there are all these other issues that are going on in our state. So hopefully, people are listening to this and reaching out to help people, and maybe know some people that are in these situations, and they can reach out and try to get help for those people. So,
Dr. Adams, thanks again for being here with us this morning. Stay safe out there at the Northeast College.
I will do that. I think I'm going to hang on so I can see this next segment.
I bet you, because we've talked about Twerk Out for, it seems like months, seems like since the show started. And then we had someone on from recsports, and they were talking about Twerk Fitness, and they had said it was a very requested class. We're going to learn more about that from the V sisters. Welcome to the show, ladies. Finally, great to have you both here.
Thank you.
Great to be here. Thanks.
So I want to, Nathan, if it's all right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real fast, because I was able to pull up your website, and let's see here. I just want to let everybody see that, because you do have a website here, and it's V Power Fit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us how long you've been in business and how y'all got together and decided to start this company.
Well, we've actually been in business for about a year now. Our first official class was March 1st, 2019. And so I let my sister give the origin story, because it really started with her. But I'll tell about me first. My name is Veronica. I do teach the Twerk Fitness class for HCC. And my fitness journey kind of started, the normal. I was a new mom, trying to lose the baby weight situation. And, I didn't expect for, a divorce to get thrown in there, another 30 pounds to get thrown in there. So I had to really take my fitness journey seriously and really, get pushing in the gym. So that's kind of how I fell in love with fitness. And then my sister would tell, how the dance part gets thrown in there.
So I'm Renee. I actually participate in the Twerk Fitness class as well, but I actually teach the deep stretch on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I got an offer to get a studio, and I've been dancing for over 20 years, and my sister's a dancer as well. And so I was about to pass up the offer, and she was like, no. So she was pretty enthusiastic about it. I was like, okay, you're excited. Maybe so. So before we embarked on the studio, I was like, well, listen, we need to do a trial run because we come from a family of entrepreneurs.
Right
in our family. Right. So in entrepreneurship, you have to kind of put out a prototype before you really invest.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up in the gym, and she was the fitness buff and I was the dance buff, and we kind of was like, well, let's make it fun. I hate the gym. I need to do something that's more fun. This is lifting weights and doing these circuits, getting on my nerves. So, it. And then we had our first, I think it was a Trap Fit class, Veronica, and it sold out. And we were like, oh, wow. In the middle of COVID, it sold out. And so we have a thing here. We have something that can work. And from then on, HCC caught on, and they were like, okay, you guys are getting people to come out. We want you to come over. So we're like, okay.
So now you guys are involved with recsports, and your class, we mentioned it here, it's Twerk Fitness. We think it should be called Twerk Outs.
We agree with you. We agree with you from the beginning. We were like, should it be called Twerk Out? But
well, but I'm amazed at, and I guess you started as a prototype, but the reaction has been phenomenal. You're getting students to join you. What's it like, though, the difference between teaching classes in person and now you're doing it in a medium over the internet using cameras, cell phones, and in a virtual world?
Well, that's how her and I really lean on each other, because you don't have the in-person energy.
Yeah.
Everyone, Twerk Fitness takes a lot of energy. It's a lot of talking and getting people pumped and things like that. And so we have to really bounce off of each other and use that energy. A lot of people are shy online. They don't want to show their cameras. But we get the good reactions. We try to get active in the chat with everyone. How are you feeling? Are you drinking your water? Are you sweating like me? Like, we try to get that interaction, even if they are a little bit shy, and really just bounce off each other for the in-person energy.
Yes. That's
what changes? Well, let me ask you this. Still along the same line of questioning. What changes did you have to make doing this all virtually? You were talking about the energy that you're not getting through the screen here, but what changes do you have to make? Are they little slight changes or something you had to look at completely different?
Major changes. It's so funny. Some of it is COVID driven and some of it wasn't. It's amazing how even COVID and the changes we automatically had to make sort of were hand in hand. The gym that we initially worked out of, they changed locations. Okay. And in that change, the spacing of what we normally had this really large room to conduct classes. Well, he went into a smaller space. Well, it just so happens that we can't put anybody in the space anyway because nobody can come outside. So we were almost it was like in line. It was a perfect storm of us having to adjust to a new normal. As far as the interaction, she teaches the twerk. What do you think? The Twerk Fit interaction online as opposed to the in-person?
It's great. Like she said, we had to do a smaller space. So we still welcome people. If we want to come in person, that's fine. Of course, with COVID, we had to, instead of having 26 people in class, we can put 10 people in class.
Right. With masks, 6 feet apart. Yeah.
With the mask, you got to wear your mask. Okay, well, if you need a breather, kind of step off to the side and take your mask. So those little bit of change.
Or do it outside.
Have lots of classes outside. Yes.
Well, let me ask you this. You teach the Twerk Fitness class, but also you guys are teaching the deep stretching classes as well. Mm-hmm. That sounds self-explanatory. I'm a runner, but one thing I've never done over the years is I've never really got into stretching. That was never my game. I just go out there and I just start running. But yeah, you're shaking your head. So obviously stretching is very beneficial because what?
Well, several reasons, but the most important I would say is that a lot of times when people get injured, it's not because that injury normally doesn't take place at that time. It took place before. The muscle, the tension, everything was already happening. And so that final move or that final thrust is what caused the injury. Stretching prevents that. Stretching preps the body and creates elasticity in the muscles so that when you do things, you don't hurt yourself.
Well, now you're sounding like my doctor. Yeah. That's exactly what I would thought. Yeah. So let me ask you this. How popular has the deep stretching class been? And do you take the deep stretching class and then move into another class after that because your muscles are all warmed up? How does that work?
Well, typically we warm the muscles up before we stretch.
Okay.
So one of the things that helps out a lot is if you work out, like if you're a runner, then you should log on. It takes about 30 minutes, right? Get in there, get your stretch in, and then you can really be done for the day. But you don't have to do anything necessarily after the stretch. A lot of times the stretches are, because they're at the end of the day, it's a cool down.
Right.
But Todd.
I want to bring Brittany and Frank into the conversation because I know they're dying to jump in. Go ahead, Brittany.
It would be in your best interest to participate in the deep stretching and then move to twerk out because we know how much you love it.
Exactly.
We know how much you want to participate in it.
Absolutely.
Well, Frank,
it's very gender friendly.
Yeah, well, Frank, let me ask you, would you join in on the twerk fitness class?
Well, no tequila, I'll do anything in twerk class. So I mean, I'm fine with that. But
Frank, how many times tequila's for after 5 o'clock? Are we going over that again?
But I do have a question though for both the V sisters. So in hip hop culture and just in Black culture, in some circles, twerking can be a negative connotation to the Black culture. How do you guys fight against that stigma with your company and the Twerk Fitness?
Well, I'll say this specifically for my class. I can't speak on any other twerk classes, but for me, I like to call it Twerk Fitness, heavy on the fitness, right? So our motto with V Power Fit is putting the candy in the medicine. No one really likes medicine. So we add the little twerk element, the music, the hip hop, you're adding that in there to make it fun. You're just having fun. If you don't like working out, you like dancing, people can dance in the club for hours. Hours on hours. And they get to the gym and they're like, I don't really want to be here. So we're just meshing those two together. You're getting your fitness in and you're having fun. It's like I said, it's not raunchy. Like I said, it's heavy on the fitness. You're going to get a workout. If you talk to any of the students that's been there, they are laid out at the end of the class.
Listen, I'm there with her and I am determined to stay the hype man because it is heavy on the fitness. It is very gender friendly. I encourage you if you want to listen, you're online. So if you're just sitting and just watching, we don't know, but I bet $1,000 that if you join in, you will notice it's quite heavy on the fitness.
The twerk brings them in, the fitness keeps them in. You're
really exactly.
Well, I'm done, and I just
yes. There's a little bait and switch in there. I think it's a little bait and switch.
Hey, that always works.
Yes.
So where do you guys see the V Sisters going in the future? I mean, do you see the online elements really adding on to your business? Because we're kind of just, scraping the top of this online thing. We're going to be here for a while. So do you see this being the future of maybe where you're going?
Absolutely. We want to almost encourage other specialty instructors to come in. We already have a payment structure where they can not only come in and teach their classes, but get paid on commission for the people that they bring in. So we definitely would like to keep the online element and perhaps get a studio space that even those same instructors can come in if they want to fine tune or host a class or anything like that. So yeah, the online element, we definitely are game.
Yes,
absolutely.
We're both individually working on our own online programs that, you can go online and download and have your workout, have your deep stretch. Her ebook is already in the works and in the makes and it's getting finalized. I'm working on mine because, I love benefiting, moms and busy women and busy people who don't have time or don't feel like they have time to work out. So I'm creating a program for them that you can download and do online. So we're definitely going to take this online thing as far as it can go.
Absolutely.
Well, we are here with you guys. We'd love to get you back on the show again, and you're welcome to join us anytime you want. We've enjoyed having you on today. It's finally great.
We will say the same. You're welcome to join us anytime you want.
Well, I think we might just have to do that. I think the deep stretching thing might have to join in.
Come on in.
And for anyone who's wondering, we're going to put the links to the classes to where you can join in through HCC and join the V Sisters. Renee Shepard and Veronica Russell, the V Sisters, V Power Fit. Thank you both for being here.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
All right. We'll see you again.
All right.
Bye.
So we're going to move on to Frank and Brittany, and I think we got a yes from both of you. Both of you guys are in classes.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be there.
Okay, absolutely. Frank's going to be there. Brittany?
I not that I was against it to begin with. I was just a little like, whoa, this is a little outside of our realm. But hey, if it gets people interested because it's something of a, not controversy, of course, but it's popular, obviously. So it's like, hey, before we judge it, let's check it out. So that's definitely something I will check out, especially the deep stretching, Todd, because of the fact that obviously that can lead to, lower back pain, and also it impacts how you breathe. So, if you're not, if you don't have good posture, if you're not stretching, you just got to really take care of yourself. But they both go hand in hand. You stretch before you twerk. So let's do it.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. So let's get on to some HCC news and announcements. One thing we want to let folks know is our spring registration. Even though we're in the midst of fall, we're about to wrap up the fall semester. Spring registration is underway right now, and classes start the beginning of January. I think around January the 20th, Brittany?
January 19th is the
January
start
19th.
date for spring 2021. Yes.
Yeah. So we've got some options available, just the same as we have in the fall. We have them for the spring as well. Maybe you guys can tell them about that. Frank, you want to start with the first two?
Sure. So the option one is online anytime. So as like it sounds, take classes online at any time. Traditional online classes, you never have to come to campus. You can stay safely at home, safe away from a lot of people, and go straight on from your computer. Option two is online on a schedule. So take classes on at a scheduled time. You never have to come to campus as well, but log on at a specific time that you select. Brittany?
Yeah, so the last two options are in-person type courses. Now, the first of the two is Flex Campus, which is, again, signing up for your in-person classes. You choose to come to campus, or you can participate online at a specific time. Now, this section, along with our lab-based courses, are going to be limited because obviously we are going to adhere to social distancing requirements, and signing up early is going to be your best bet to get that class ahead of time. Lab-based courses are our critical hands-on skill-based learning, which will continue to be offered. But again, section sizes will be smaller to allow for social distancing. Now, there was a question on social media the other day whether or not the Flex Campus and lab-based courses are in fact going to continue for spring 2021. At this time, what we can say is that we are encouraging people to enroll, but as we know, every day something changes. So the college will do its best to make sure that these classes are available. And if anything should change come spring 2021, we'll make sure to communicate those announcements with our students, faculty, and staff.
You know, we want to congratulate the folks who brought the student virtual lobby online because they won the Chancellor's Excellence Award this year. The Chancellor's announced HCC's virtual student lobby, that's right, as the recipients of the Chancellor's Excellence Award, showcasing and honoring exemplary achievements. Now, under the leadership of Dr. Zachary Hodges, we know him. He's a friend of the show. He's also the Northwest College president. And Dr. Rima Adil, the virtual lobby team, used the Zoom platform, investing considerable hours in a short time frame to design and fine-tune business processes, ensure all were trained. On July 27th, the virtual lobby was launched district-wide, and 8 departments participated throughout the colleges. FYI, Dr. Hodges and Dr. Adil will be here to tell us about it next week and talk about the award. A sincere congratulations to both of them and their whole team. They had a lot of folks who work behind the scenes, and I know Brittany and Frank, we talk about it all the time, but these guys with this virtual lobby, they are constantly online assisting our students all the time.
They most definitely are, Todd, and we do appreciate everyone who's taken the time to utilize this resource out there for all of our students, new, returning, potential. It's so good to see that our college has pivoted to, you know, change our service ways. That way we can still provide customer service to our students.
We're about to run out of time. Before we do, I want to check in with Frank. Frank, do you have a game pick this weekend, a lock to win? Who are you going to go with?
You know what I do? I do have a lock pick. I'm taking the Cowboys to win against their bye week this week, so they're not.
Oh well, that's good. That's good. They won't lose. They won't lose.
It's a guaranteed non-loss.
There you
go. So I'm taking them. But but seriously, I'm taking the Packers over the Jaguars. I think the Packers are playing hot right now. Jaguars lost their starting quarterback Gardner Minshew to a broken finger, so they're starting a rookie, and Aaron Rodgers, he's back at his 2011 MVP form right now. So I expect it to be a blowout coming this Sunday. What about you?
Yeah, and I expect him to be maybe in another uniform next year too.
Yeah,
I think Patriots could be looking his way. Who knows? But we'll see what happens. So my lock pick for the week is, of course, whoever's playing the Texans. And this week, the Browns, they've got a great quarterback. And I believe they've got a halfway decent running back. So they should put down at least 100, maybe 120 yards against the Texans.
Yeah, Nick Chubb is back. He was out like 5 weeks. He was on injury reserve, but he'll be back this Sunday. So to go along with Kareem Hunt, they have a vaulting running game, and it's not gonna be pretty, and it's supposed to be winds up to 22 miles an hour in Cleveland this weekend. So
yeah, it's not gonna be friendly conditions.
Running game. So
yeah, who wants to go up? Who wants to be in Cleveland on a field this time of year? I know I don't. You know, that doesn't sound like fun. But good luck, Texans. You're going to need it, I imagine. Hey, Frank and Brittany, thanks for joining us. You guys want to go over who's coming up next week?
Yeah, so Monday, we're going to be joined by Darren Baskin, our HCC New Inclusion Fellow, and he just presented his virtual lunch and learn over understanding and defeating unconscious bias, covering basically what is acceptable in the workplace. So we look forward to hearing from him about his new gig. And Frank, we're also going to be joined by a former student.
Yeah, so HCC, we pride ourselves in student success and seeing our former students go out there and do great things. So student success story, Brian Cicello. I don't know.
Yeah, Cecilio,
he who participated in our Take One and Done program, is now a busy real estate agent. So shout out to him, and can't wait to hear his story coming next week. So stay tuned for that.
We've got a whole lineup of guests, 5 days of broadcasts coming your way, and it all starts Monday morning live at 10 a.m. We'll see you then right here on Up to the Minute.